Fujifilm small flagship camera versus Fujifilm smallest entry-level camera. Let's see how these two cameras are comparing to each other. Hi there, Tudor Matescu here. In this video I want to compare Fujifilm X-T50 versus Fujifilm X-M5. This camera is almost double the price than this camera. Do you get double the benefits, not just specs, benefits with this camera? Let's discover in this video, because Fujifilm X-T50, it is the camera that I bought after selling my Fujifilm X-T5, and I've discovered some tidbits that I didn't like, but overall I'm pretty satisfied with Fujifilm X-T50 on the long term. So yes, this camera I am pretty liking it a lot, but of course I don't like everything about this camera, and there are some things here that I like more compared to Fujifilm X-T50. So let me address first the ergonomics of these two cameras. Here we have a camera that is heavier with around 40 grams than Fujifilm X-M5. But here comes the tricky part. This camera is a little bit taller and it's a little bit wider, longer than X-M5. And in hand, the weight feels the same. But this is more grippy and more easy to maneuver, I feel, than this camera. This camera is very, very small, very cramped, I would say, and I'm afraid not to drop it when I'm holding it. Because you really can't hold it if you have a normal hand. I know I have a big hand, but anyway, what kind of hand you would need to keep this camera secure? So you need to add a grip, and this is defeating the purpose. On X-T50 I'm okay with a grip or without a grip depending on the lenses, but here if you use bigger lenses and even 18mm f2, I already feel the need for a grip. Here with 27mm f2.8, with 18mm f2, I don't feel the need for a grip. So regarding handling of these two cameras, X-T50 is winning it by much from my point of view. You really have better ergonomics regarding just how you keep the camera in hand and how you use the camera. When you add a grip to this camera, yes, it will be a little heavier, but not by much, and you'll almost have the ergonomics of Fujifilm X-T5 camera, but in a lighter package, because X-T5 has a weight to it and it doesn't have a nice grip. But with the smaller grip, the wooden grip, I am really ultra satisfied with it. So I'm using this camera depending on the lenses and on the mood, with the small rig wooden grip or without the small rig wooden grip. It's working even with bigger lenses without the grip. So regarding ergonomics and weight and handling in hand, very good, really top notch. This X-M5, unfortunately, it is limited regarding this kind of ergonomics. Now let me address a little the buttons. I do love more the buttons, that there aren't many buttons, but I do love more how clicky they are on X-M5. On Fujifilm X-T50, I don't have such nice clicky buttons, and especially the ISO button that I use here, it is so flashed, it's really annoying me a lot. You really can't feel it at all. So it's really annoying. Other than that, pretty okay-ish buttons, but very flashed, and I'm not liking this. I want to feel the button. Fujifilm helped me feel the buttons, and on X-M5, very nice clicky buttons, also the Q button and also the recording button that you can program. Very nice. They didn't put this on X-T50. It's not a deal breaker, but it's annoying. It's really annoying to see such good buttons on an entry-level camera, hybrid for everybody, but you don't have those on a premium, I would say, X-T50 camera. Also, I really do love these buttons. They are flashed, but I don't know, they are clicky. So I don't have this on X-T50, but these buttons from here are okay, but I want to feel the buttons with my fingertips. It's, you know what you push. So very annoying that I don't have clicky nice button on X-T50, but I have more clickable buttons on X-M5. By the way, if you want to make better photos, you must know that it's not about the gear, it's about composition, it's about light, it's about seeing with your eyes and pre-visualizing the picture. So for this, I've recently launched a course with my techniques to get better pictures. So if you want to learn to make better pictures and especially composition, why not join my photography academy? To get access to my course, you must be subscribed to my channel and join my membership Photography Academy level. When you'll have that level, you'll have access to my street photography composition course, where I show you how I am making the pictures and where I teach you how to make the same picture. So I'm telling you why a picture is good and why it's working and why I've decided to keep it in color or to keep it in black. So you learn lots of tips and techniques if you are joining the membership program. And more than that, joining my membership, it means that any premium course that I will launch, you'll have access to it. So join now my TM Photography Academy by subscribing to my channel and hit the join button from YouTube. Now regarding battery life, I do feel that the battery life of X-M5 it's a little bit better. So the battery life it's really keeping up very well. So very good battery life, but also this has very good battery life. I've said that Fujifilm really made some firmware upgrades that help the battery life, the old battery, to be very good. So the battery life even with the old battery it's very good. And on X-T5 with their upgrades, they made the battery life worse than it was with the first firmware. So battery life are okay with both two cameras, but of course with any Fujifilm camera you need, even if you are a hobbyist photographer, at least two batteries. Even on my Leica MP240 I use two batteries. You never know when you need a spare battery. Now let me address the build quality a little. I do feel that the build quality of X-T50 it is very good, even better than X106. I don't had enough time with X-M5 to form a final opinion, but I love the fact that the doors aren't playing like on X106. Also here the doors aren't playing and you have pretty good build quality on both of these two cameras. So at build quality I can call them equally good regarding what you pay and what you get. There is nothing to complain. The only camera where I complain it is the Fujifilm X106 side door that is playing a little and I don't think it's normal. Here no play at all and also here no play at all. Very sturdy doors, very nice, good build here. Now let's get to what makes these two cameras very different. Here you have a camera for somebody who wants to be behind the camera. Here you have a camera for somebody who also can be in front of the camera. So this is very versatile for videography, for selfies and so on. This isn't for selfies, but of course there are solutions. But other than that, this also can be a webcam, and I don't know if also this can be a webcam, but you can see yourself using the flippy screen when you want to record yourself. So for video this is very good. Also this is good for video, but not at the level of this X-M5. Other than that, Fujifilm X-T50 has an EVF. Fujifilm X-T50 has a flash. Fujifilm X-T50 has more buttons than X-M5. It has a tilt screen and also it has IBIS and also it has 40 megapixel sensor. But the AF it can be a little slower depending on the lenses with the 40 megapixel sensor. It's not a big difference, but sometimes you feel that it isn't as accurate as a 26 megapixel sensor. This is why Fujifilm also made X-H2S. They've said that that camera is their sports camera and X-H2, another 40 megapixel sensor camera, aren't sports cameras. So very interesting. For photography and street photography, where a fast AF is important, here you have a little more advantage. But on the other side, here you have better advantages and better tools to help you get the picture. The tilt screen, the 40 megapixel sensor, the EVF and the flash. On X-T5 you don't have a flash and you have a very portable camera. So from my point of view, for photography, definitely even with an AF that it's possible to be a little under X-M5, you have here better features and better specs. So for photography, this is better on the long term, and especially because of the ergonomics that matters a lot. Now regarding the mechanical shutter, I do feel that I like more the sound of the mechanical shutter of Fujifilm X-T50, and if this is important for you. Now for who is X-T50 and for who is X-M5, it really depends. If you are a beginner photographer, X-T50 can be a very good camera to get because it is, from my point of view, as portable and more practical than X-M5. But if you don't have the money, of course, X-M5, it's a good choice. It's a good choice. It will do the job very well, and it will help you acquire lenses in the meantime, and after this upgrade or add a second Fujifilm body. But if you want the best regarding portability from Fujifilm and what you get on it, I do feel that yes, X-T50 is still the best camera. For my hands that are pretty big, in general, I do hit by mistake the screen of X-T50, and this wasn't happening to me with X-T5, but I do like more X-T50 for photography because of the size and weight, and also because of the ergonomics. So overall, I can disable the touch functions of the screen and use this camera without touch functions. In the end, it's not a deal breaker, but overall, I still do think that X-T50, it is the best balanced camera that Fujifilm made here. So yes, you pay a price, you pay double than X-M5, but I really do feel that you get double plus. So you get double regarding photography specs, so a bigger sensor, the color, the ergonomics, the EVF, the flash that you can have always with you, and so on and so on. And more than that, you don't need to add a grip. And if you want to add a grip, you can add a grip, and if you add a grip, you'll still have it portable, more lighter than X-T5. So this is, again, from my point of view, the best camera for photography and also for videography where you want to be behind that you can get from Fujifilm. It's a really, really good camera. Other than that, for half the price, you can take the other half of the money and buy lenses, because if you don't have lenses, you didn't do nothing. So this is why I do understand that X-M5 it's very attractable for a beginner. So it really depends on the budget in the end and on your type of photography. If you also want and you are sure that you want to do videography, then I will get X-M5 just for the video specs. But if you are just in photography, if you have the budget, get X-T50. It is the sweetest spot from the Fujifilm cameras that are out there right now. It's really a camera that doesn't annoy me as much as other cameras. You have what you need to have on it. Yes, there are some tidbits I've said, but not a deal breaker. Other than that, I'm not complaining. It's not an unusable camera like other cameras that I bought from Fujifilm and sold. It's a camera that it's really, really delivering like a professional camera, and in the end, it's offering ergonomics almost at a professional level. But if you don't have the money and the budget for X-T50, then get X-M5 because you'll not regret it at all. The camera is very versatile, and if you are a beginner photographer, I think this is a no-brainer. As a beginner photographer, I would not go to the most expensive camera. Why? Maybe photography, it's not for you. Maybe you would not stick to photography. Maybe it's just an impulsive buy or hobby that you want to take, but you aren't able to fulfill it in the end. And why have your money stuck in X-T50, the best camera from Fujifilm, I would say, when you can get X-M5, see how it's working for you, and then think about other lenses and other cameras or better courses or better coaching in photography to get you started. So overall, this for the price, it's really good, and this is the best for people who really know what they are doing. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe now to my channel. Leave me your comments. Use my affiliate links from the comments and description if you want to buy something from Amazon and B&H. And also please be sure to subscribe to my newsletter and also to my YouTube channel if you aren't subscribed. And also please be sure to check the next videos. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.